everyone. Brian Terrian. Welcome to the Disability Digest Q&A. Excuse me, I'm all choked up over this event. We're going to get started in a few moments here. So as everybody's coming on in, we're going to talk about work, life, disability challenge, and spoons today. Spoons, where am I with the camera? So hang tight, we'll get started momentarily. These are some questions that kind of flowed in this week, which I'm going to wrap my theme around the topics that I talked about here at the Disability Digest. So the first one has to do with work, and I just want to talk about a decompensation caution. And this was with a conversation that I had with Sylvia yesterday, the most recent one, who has been out of work for 3 years and hadn't applied for her disability benefits. And so the conversation was like, well, do you know what your disability check is so you can kind of financially plan what to do? And she said, well, I had just checked and I noticed that my check amount has gone down since I checked a couple years ago. So for those of you that haven't applied, I just want to help you understand that the more time that you're out of work, the more your Social Security disability check will be reduced. And the reason for that is it's based on your work history. And if you haven't worked in a year or two, those zeros in earnings get averaged into your check amount, and that goes down. So the sooner that you know that you're going to be out of work, then the better it is for you to pursue disability. And most of our topic of conversation today is about for those that are approved for disability. But your message for somebody that's on benefits, if you know of somebody that's in this situation, it would be good for them to I would ask that you make it aware to individuals that financially it's just the law of diminishing the returns, and if they get over 5 years that they've been out of work, then their ability to get a disability check goes away. Unfortunate situation, like stay-at-home moms, this commonly happens to. So just a heads up on that. And as you join here, others that I see that are joining, if you have questions that you would like to have addressed today, just type them in the comments. If time permits, I would be glad to take a crack at them. The first thing that I want to talk about, other than the decompensation, is coming to terms with not working. And this could be if you're already on benefits and you're not feeling like you're being productive. And of course, this is not me. I'm an able-bodied person. So I share my experience from lots of individuals that I've spoken with, individuals that I've worked with since 2007 that have worked here, and have been on disability through interviews with Jean Tolan, Andy Leaf, other very prominent disability icons that are out there. So I'm going to share a very condensed version of some tips for you. And in the show notes today, I will put some resources for you. The first thing that I want to talk about, and I have some props today, is for individuals that are not feeling like they are fulfilled, like they are getting the most that they can out of life, for that category of people. And also for those of individuals that might be looking at applying for disability and they are not able to come to terms with the thought or the process of not being productive for their own sake or for those that are around them. So in the chronic illness world and fibromyalgia, lupus, I learned about a spoon strategy that is taught out there to help people understand and come to terms with who they are and what they can do, so that you know, they have peace of mind of where they're at. So here's my props for today. Now this has been explained in a variety of different ways. Here I have 5 household spoons. I checked, they're all clean actually. And this has been done with 12 spoons, but I know it to be explained with 5. So here's what I'm going to, how I'm going to explain it to you. If you are an able-bodied person and think back to when you were working and you had 5 spoons that you could use today, or in a day, and the spoons represented your energy level. I'm going to get these properly on the screen. So an example of a day when you're running like full on, and I'm going to reference this from like a typical fibromyalgia sufferer is usually somebody that, you know, had a high amount of activity and energy, and they were in their 40s, and then they came down with this situation. But before that, they had 5 spoons. And these spoons, again, represented energy. So when they got up in the morning, they were going to use 1 spoon to shower, get ready, get the kids off to school, and drive 45 minutes to work. That was 1 spoon. That's how much energy it took to use that. They'd go to work. They'd deal with their boss. That'd probably take 2 spoons. I'm going to take 2 spoons. So 1 to get ready and 2 to go to work. So now you're going to come home from work, you're going to make dinner, you're going to use your 4th spoon, and that pretty much leaves you with 1 spoon left for the day. That's an allocation of energy to kind of give you an example of the spoon theory for an able-bodied person. So now, you know, you may know, having a chronic illness, that you do not have 5 spoons of energy anymore. So what do you have? Common example would be somebody, instead of having the 5 spoons, maybe has 2 spoons. And one of those spoons is going to be used to get up, get showered, just get ready for the day. That could be it. And then that leaves you with 1 other spoon. And that's all you have. You don't have the 5 anymore. You've got the 2 spoons. So you can't, it's not realistic for you to expect that you're going to have the full 5 of energy. So you've got to realize that this is you now. So you're up out of bed. What are you going to do with your spoon for the day? Whatever you choose to do with that, you use that to the best of your ability, and that's it. You have to settle with that or come to terms with that. And that's the message of the spoon theory, is to help yourself understand that, set your expectations so that you're a 2-spooner. That looks better because they're side by side right there, and not a 5. And so that you also communicate that to others that are around you so that they understand like how much gas you have in the tank during the day, right? And then use your spoon wisely. So I hope that message is helpful. I'll put the reference to this again in the show notes. So if anybody's heard of this, like that's participating here today or has an additional comment on it, certainly love to hear it. The next piece that I want to share with you is an interview that I did with a renowned author, John Tolan. And excuse me, I'm just going to pull up some notes from the interview that I'm going to share with you. And so he's a psychologist that has worked with individuals in California, and he does online coaching with them now. But some of the things that you will learn when you listen to the interview with Dr. John is how he has coached people to have fulfilling life experiences, in large part by helping them understand how many spoons they have. He doesn't use the same reference. He provides positive affirmations for people to use during the day. He gives real solid examples of those that are in the interview, like what you can say, what you can do to put yourself in a point of reference, so that, I mean, I think this is my belief that everybody could benefit from positive affirmations, and especially if your mind is working you that you're not doing enough, or people expect more of me, to be realistic with that. So that this interview will help you with that. He provides simple tips for improvement of your condition, things that were totally new to me when I went through and listened to it. Spends a lot of time in the interview on relationships, how to manage your relationships, how to improve your relationships, how to set expectations with the relationships. And really the biggest thing is, the name of the book is Winning the Disability Challenge, is how to win the disability challenge, is how to be the best you that you can be. So when this is done, again, in the show notes, I'll put the full interview, but those are the highlights along the theme of work-life setting expectations today. The last thing that I want to talk about is a few things about here at the Disability Digest. Since we started this business in 2007, most of this business has been run by individuals that have been on disability. So if you are listening out there today and you find yourself with 2 or 3 spoons, and you feel that you've got a spoon that you can put to good use for a couple hours a day, 2 to 3 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week, and you like what we're doing, because we hope you do, because if you don't like what we're doing, it's tough for you to come over here and do some work with us. But we're really looking for individuals to start like next month. So you can go through, we'll provide an application to become an advocate. These are the positions that we have that are open. And what an advocate does is we work with individuals to help them go through the disability approval process. From a coaching perspective, we provide a free course that teaches them what to do and what not to do. They can use this to manage their entire case on their own. The course has got interviews with industry experts, disability attorneys, ex-Social Security employees, a variety of interviews from some of the almost 10,000 people that we've worked directly with to help get approved. So it's a wonderful course and a great resource of information to understand the process, manage the process, and then help them understand, what a done-for-you option would be so they can choose. So that's how we've helped all of the people get approved. So their job is a tour guide there. Now, another part of an advocate's work is we work with individuals to help them maximize their benefits, which could be, in certain states now there's subsidies, financial subsidies that can save them or earn them or make them or pay them like up to $1,400 a year that we've been able to find. There's shopping vouchers like $20 a month for grocery store items or drugstore items that are available. There's $100 a month in medications in some instances in some states. So what these advocates do is they work and they go through all of the health care options, the benefit options that are available, and help them maximize their health care. So those are the two things that we do. We don't sell any products here at the Disability Digest. We provide services. Some of the services we get paid, but it doesn't cost our members anything. So it is a sales position, I will say that, because you have to convince people to help them understand what we're doing is of value, yes, but there isn't any charge for any of the work that we do in that sense. So if that seems like something that may be a fit for you, then go on over and check it out after the show. And it only applies to individuals that have either are not going to go through the disability approval process at all, or they are approved, because we don't want to jeopardize anybody's opportunity to get approved for disability benefits. And as I've said in like countless other public presentations and such, that if you're working and trying to get approved for disability, it just makes it incredibly difficult to get your case approved, and I don't want to have any part of jeopardizing that. I just don't. So we'll help you get approved faster. If you want us to do that, be glad to do that, and then you can come back and work with us. So make sure that you're approved before you apply. So anyway, those are the few things that I wanted to cover today in the presentation, and if you would like help or have any questions, you can contact us by texting us at 484848. That's one way. If you are a member of the Disability Digest, and thank you for that if you are, then you can contact us through support or reply to any of the communication that you are receiving. If you're listening to this and you're not a member of the Disability Digest, we'd love to have you. Just go to the disabilitydigest.com and register, get a free membership, fill out your profile so we know how we can help you. And so the last thing that I want to communicate today to you is thank you for listening, because what makes it work for us so that we can do this for you is the more members we have, the more sponsorship dollars we attract, and the more sponsors we attract, the more money we have. And with that money, we put people back to work. We provide these services. We provide a free membership. So if you like the work that we're doing, hope you do, then tell some people that are either on or in need of their disability benefits, and have them come on over and check it out. So listen, we try to be here every Wednesday unless, you know, I've got something that's conflicting, so it's 2:45 Eastern. Come on back, check the Facebook page for future notices, and we'd love to have you back. And keep the questions coming. That's what fuels this, so that I can get them out there and answer everything. So make it a great day. This has been Brian Tarian. Appreciate it.